Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Triple N Media. I am Dr. NIK NIKAM from Houston, Texas, and this is COVID-19 Pandemic World News, June 23, 2021 update. As of June 23, more than 180 million people have been reported to have coronavirus all across the globe, accounting for 3.899 million deaths and 164 million having recovered. And if you look at the graph here, as we can see, it peaked around 700 to 800 cases in the month of May, and it has gradually come down, but still is registering close to 300 new cases per day all across the globe. Similarly, the death rates have come down, but still there are approximately 5,000 deaths all across the globe on a daily basis. We can recognize that the United States still has 11,000 cases per day, whereas India is experiencing as high as 54,000 new cases, most of which are of the Delta variant, which we are going to talk about in a minute. Similarly, Brazil is experiencing a significantly higher number of new cases per day, and UK is also experiencing 11,600 cases, majority of which are of the Delta variant. Same story with Russia, which is experiencing 16,700 cases, many of which are the Delta variant, which we're going to cover. Now, focusing on India, India has registered more than 30 million cases of COVID-19, accounting for 390,000 deaths. And here is a graph where India had a very significant spike, a second wave, in the middle of May, reaching as high as 420,000 new cases per day. But there has been a dramatic drop in the number of cases in India, now approaching around 50,000 cases per day. Similarly, the death rates have come down in India from almost 5,000 deaths per day to approximately about 800 to 1,000 deaths per day as of June 23rd. Brazil is experiencing the maximum number of cases across the globe, and as you can see, they are still having 75 to 80,000 new cases per day. And of course, Brazil had its own variant known as the P variant. United Kingdom is also experiencing a surge in the number of new cases, which is almost doubling compared to what it was in April and May, and majority of these cases are thought to be related to the Delta variant. Talking about variants, here are the different types of variants that have been discovered across the globe. We started off with the Alpha variant, which is B1.1.7, which was first noted in Kent, United Kingdom. And this was followed by a South African variant, which is designated by B1.351. Then we had the P variant, which is the Brazilian variant. There's a typo here. We'll cover that one shortly. Then we have the original variant, which of course came from Wuhan, China. The latest one is the Delta variant, which is designated by B1.617.2, which originated in India in December 2020. If you want to look at the scientific representation of these various variants, the first UK variant, which came from Kent, was known as the Alpha variant, and the South African variant was named as the Beta variant. Then the Brazilian was the Gamma variant, and the most recent one, of course, which is spreading all across the globe, the Delta variant, which is a major concern. Talking about Delta variant, let's look at what are some of the features that makes the Delta variant distinct from the other variants. The Delta variant is designated by B1.617.2. There's a typo here. It was first discovered in India. Now it is seen in more than 74 countries. It is more transmissible, almost twice compared to the UK variant based on the United Kingdom data. Similarly, this virus is supposed to be more infectious, up to 2 times compared to the UK variant. All this data coming from the United Kingdom. It is more resistant to current vaccines, including the Covaxin from India, and it results in more hospitalizations, twice as many hospitalizations for the Delta variant compared to the UK variant. And in Russia, 60% of the new cases have been recognized to be of the Delta variant. The CDC predicts the Delta variant could become the predominant variant in the United States in the coming weeks and months. At the present time, 20% of the cases reported here in the United States are of the Delta variant. Why is Delta variant more virulent? Here are some of the hypotheses put together to explain why the Delta variant is more virulent. This variant protein might make it easier to enter the human cells. As you know, the virus enters through the airway passages and it enters the epithelial cells of the air pockets, and this from there it enters the endothelial cells. The mutation in the Delta variant might help it to blend better with the human epithelial cells in the lungs and increase the attachment to the cells and entry inside the cells. Once it is able to blend with the cells, it is able to infect more cells and overpower the immune system. So these are some of the hypotheses explaining the more virulent nature of the coronavirus. How is Delta variant different in terms of clinical presentation? Based on the reports from the United Kingdom, patients with the Delta variant had symptoms which were different from the normal variants we have seen. These patients experienced headaches, sore throats, running nose, and fever. The hospitalization was more prevalent in the Delta variant group. How prevalent is the Delta variant in the United States? Here is a chart showing, it looks very complex, but let's focus on here. On June 5th, the majority of the variant was B1.1.7, which was accounting for 60% of the total cases here in the United States. Then we had the P1, which is the Brazilian variant, which accounted for 11.2%, and the Delta variant, which is 1.617.2, which accounted for 9.5%. But according to the latest report on June 23rd, the Delta variant is accounting for up to 20% of the cases reported here in the United States, and in the coming weeks and months, the CDC predicts the Delta variant could become the dominant virus here in the United States. AstraZeneca vaccine has been found to be effective against the Delta variant COVID-19 virus. But what about the other vaccines? The Covaxin data from India suggests that even though the vaccine is less effective against the Delta variant, still it is protective against the Delta variant because the way the vaccine was created. The Covaxin was created using an entire SARS-CoV-2 virus, which was chemically altered to prevent its replication. As a result, the body produces antibodies to many different parts of the virus, and thus it may prevent the Delta variant and resulting in enough protection. There are very limited data available as far as the Sputnik vaccine and its effectiveness against the Delta variant. As you know, Russia has a Delta variant accounting for almost 60% of its new cases. Same thing with the Sinovac vaccine. There is hardly any data available at the present time. So what do we do in the meantime while the pandemic is far from over? While only a small percentage of the world population had vaccines, and when most vaccines have not proven to be effective against the Delta variant, with the exception of Pfizer, BioNTech, and a couple of other ones. Our best approach at this time would be to stop the virus spread, vaccination to prevent severe cases or hospitalizations of people getting Delta variant or any other variant, and continued self-mitigation. So these are our best approaches at the present time to contain this variant and reduce the number of cases and prevent the further spread of the coronavirus pandemic. Ladies and gentlemen, you have been watching the COVID-19 Pandemic World News brought to you by Triple N Media. I am Dr. NIK NIKAM, and please do subscribe to our YouTube channel, and we will see you next time.